Happy Game is quite the experience, and I mean that in the most literal way possible. Happy Game is a not-so-happy horror point-and-click adventure where you set out to help a small boy trapped in a nightmare escape and wake up. What I can most equate it to would be Limbo, both being artistic, surreal puzzle games, but Happy Game is not quite the same. While most of the game is still spent walking from left to right solving the occasional puzzle, the puzzle mechanics are different. Your involvement is more indirect, like you are guiding the boy and controlling the environment rather than playing as the boy and interacting with the environment. That being said, the gameplay isn't really all that much to write home about. Most puzzles are solved from a combination of stretching, pulling, and dragging objects across the screen. The variety can be a tad sparse in places because of that, and as such, you usually know what to do within a few moments of seeing your obstacle. But that's just the thing. The game isn't trying to be some test of will and logic. It's trying to be creepy, and that, my friend, is where it strides. The character designs. Oh goodness, the character designs. Each character is just as nightmarish as the last. Nothing ever looks right, and never for the right reasons. The gaping eyes, the crooked shapes, the proportions, all truly representative of a disturbed mind. As much as I want to show you each and every one, it'd feel sinful. And besides, there are so many jam-packed into this beautifully dreadful game, I'd practically spoil it all. Each of these puzzles really only act as medians to show off disturbing aspects of these already disturbing characters and environments. The subversion found in many of these cases I found engrossingly harrowing. Sure, you could just be shown that which you are put in front of, but the deeper exploration of each scene, gained from the medium of a point-and-click adventure, is genius. It does just as it sets out to in simulating a nightmare, in the way you can only really watch things happen, and you only really go on to see what twisted things happen next. That is not to say, however, that every puzzle is the same. I found multiple outstanding puzzles that really pushed the envelope for me. I won't share my absolute favorite out of fear of ruining it for those potentially interested. You who've played the game already should know which one I'm talking about by the blurred footage, and I hope you agree with me on its brilliance. Instead, I will share one of the runner-ups. There is this one puzzle involving this bear creature that juggles flames and candles. The goal is to open up either of a pair of toy blocks to allow another bear to pop up and open their mouth in order to catch the candle and then light its wick. But the middle bear makes this difficult by changing out the flames and candles as it moves its hands to trick you up. Upon lighting both candles, the bear's faces open up to reveal bleeding skulls as more fall from the sky and into the hands of the ringleader bear as it juggles and laughs. Now, if I sounded absolutely deranged explaining that to you, you should see some of the other stuff this game throws at you. Getting to the music, it's perfect. It's so playful and wondrous when it needs to be. It makes the game all the more scarier, as you know such scenes don't deserve it. And it's able to quiet down and take a back seat during creepy moments to hype them up, before revving back up at the perfect time. At one point, there's a track that synthesizes babies crying. Like, what? How would you even come up with that? It's so strange and foreign, and as such perfect for its coincident. This isn't even to mention the environments throughout the game. Each feels so distinct while staying to the general theme of the game. It starts out as just bleak with spotlights, but as you progress, it becomes more twisted and happy. The fact you can go from a bunny-filled field to an area entirely themed around those stretchy-tongued slingshot toys to a barren wasteland while still maintaining a solid flow is incredible. And you wanna know the best part? No jump scares. I know, that's amazing. So many horror games these days rely so heavily on cheap jump scare reactions that it's more of an annoyance and a hindrance to my enjoyment than anything. The absolute respect I have for the creators for not including a single jump scare is immense. Jump scares are a cyst on horror games, and I'm ecstatic to see it not fed into. Instead, I was allowed to feel a sense of uneasy throughout my whole playthrough. And I even let out a laugh. It was strange. It wasn't humorous in any way. It was unsettling. I can't even remember exactly What part? I let a quick laugh out, but that might be the most unsettling part of it all. While I have a few minor complaints, like a few contrived puzzle portions and obscure achievements that I was not satisfied with, the game held up incredibly. It's a tad short, but it's well worth the small fee. It ought to be considered a modern classic, and something all horror games should strive to take influence from. In the end, it should be unsurprising that Happy Game certainly made me happy.